Y'all know the sounds, man.
Hello, this is Ali Major. Welcome to the Gag-Order, a show about the pitfalls people in society face on a daily basis. This show is dedicated to inspire change and encourage growth through conversation. Knowledge is king. Here on the Gag-Order, we believe the only way for us as a nation to unite is to talk about the issues affecting and plaguing this nation. And through conversation, we as a people can come to an understanding and prevent these issues from keeping us down. This show is sponsored by Seven Sun Entertainment. Find them for your next big project. On my immediate right, I have Tapman T. Next to Tapman T, I have Jinx. Right below me, I have Tony. And our special guest tonight, Mr. Brian Heat Worldwide. I'd like to thank my brother for showing up.
Welcome.
Yeah, we in here. All right.
Banger tonight,
so to get this started, just to get tonight started, I would like to ask my brother just to give us a little bit of yourself and tell us who you are.
Yo, so you know I'm a little rebellious, man. Sometimes I don't do what I'm asked to do. So I'm gonna start off with these roses. I want to say thank you to the whole cast, to the Gag-Order, for welcoming me into your house. You know what I mean? This is real. Some people talk about doing things, other people do it. And the fact you guys were able to do this, I'm super thankful. So I appreciate y'all, man. Secondly, who made that beat right there for that intro?
Yeah, that's me, man. That's all me, man. Seven Sun Entertainment holding it down.
Major, man. Shout out to Big
That beat was sizzling. That beat was sizzling, bro. You saw me heavy head now.
Yeah.
Trying to get my shit together, bro. But again, guys, thank you. I'm glad to do a Gag-Order. You know, I'll be very simple. You know, the person I am, I would not be this person without my mother. My mother is an educator over 40 years in the city of Pittsburgh, and I got a chance to see my mom at a young age change lives. And because she changed lives, people respond to her differently. They had mad love for my mother. They had mad just mad respect. And as a young person, ain't nothing better than walking around with your mom or dad and people shouting them out in the streets like, "What's up?" And then when they come up, "Hey man, you know your mom changed my life. You know your dad changed my life." So I'll be honest with you, bro, without going through all of my accomplishments and all them titles that you know about, I'm going to say right now, I'm the product of educators, and that's why I became an educator.
Deep.
That's
okay.
deep right there.
Okay, so now that you kind of gave me my second question, what keeps you going with helping and empowering people, even though you go through trials and tribulations on your daily basis?
Well, I think you guys would all agree. We all need something to tap into. And for me, and I don't know if this is going to sound superficial or overly spiritual, but it's God. God put an assignment on my heart. Like in a real, you know what's so, fellas, I can't even run away from this shit. If I was Usain Bolt fast enough, I could not run away from my own assignment.
That's right.
My assignment, man, I've had women come into my life that have given me an ultimatum. Either you're going to be a speaker or you're going to be with me. I said, baby, you really want that answer? Do you really want that answer? You can never make a man or a woman choose to step away from their divine assignment. And
Amen.
The person that's for you would never make you step away from your divine assignment. So what keeps me going, big dog, is God. God keeps me going. God gave me assignment. God is my source. And I'm not saying that on some Sunday school type flow. I'm talking about that a real relationship, which I call a vertical relationship with God. God keeps me going.
Absolutely. So, Heat, who do you look up to? Who are your role models?
Now, this is going to sound crazy because I got a bunch of them, but I'm going to throw something at y'all that you may not have thought I was going to say. Sometimes my students are my greatest role models.
I feel that. I can feel that.
Because I'm seeing their lives of what they're up against. I'm seeing the trials and tribulations they're fighting, eviction, pops is gone, mom's on drugs, like all this stuff, some of the stuff that I didn't go through as a young person. And these 17, 18, 19, 25 and up, they still hitting school hard. They still trying to work. They still taking care of their siblings. And right there, when I feel like I'm not having a good day or I'm losing motivation, and Big Al comes into my office and tells me all the things he's accomplished, all the things he's done. Well, not too long ago, Big Al was in a jail cell. That brother was in a real jail cell not a couple years ago, and then I met him, and this brother went like this.
Big fact.
That hypes me up. So I would say, bro, my students.
That's what's up. Hey, yo, for real, I expected you to say some kind of, you know, powerful leader that some activist or something that kind of, you know, you looked at and, but that's amazing. That's what keeps you flowing, huh?
But I'll be being honest with you, bro, and I know y'all feel this. Sometimes you meet your icons and you're disappointed. When you meet these people in real life, sometimes they look good in the book. They look good on the movie screen. They look good on CNN, but you can't put your hands on them. I like to put my hands on people. And who are you in real life? You guys, I can put my hands on you every day. I can look you in the face every day. Now, if you do want a person, Muhammad Ali is one of my greatest.
Yo, T, can you turn that? Hold on, pardon me, bro. Yo, T, can you turn that music off, please? Thank you. All right, can you finish, brother?
No, all I was saying was, and I think all y'all connect because we're not too far in age. One of my greatest, I wouldn't say he's my greatest role model, but one of my greatest inspirations is Muhammad Ali, because Muhammad Ali was able to take his physical prowess but make a global social justice impact. He was the champ, but he still had a social global agenda.
He did.
Nowadays, some of these athletes and these celebrities, they super soft and they're not built for the fight.
That's right.
Muhammad Ali was built for the fight, and that's how I get down. So Muhammad Ali is one of my greatest inspirations.
And that's why you inspired me, man. I want to help the people. That's why I made this channel. That's why I told that brother to turn that music down. Because for real, what does music have to do with this? We're talking.
No, that was a.
And I put him out there on my own show. I put him out here on my own show. It don't matter. That don't matter.
It's okay though.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But now you ain't got to answer back. You know what I mean? But yet and still, at least respect the conversation. Yep. That's right. Absolutely. So let me ask you, what types of changes does a person really have to make a significant change? Like really make a change? I know people talk about change and they talk about New Year's resolutions, but that's not change. What does it truly take? How much of your soul does it take to cook that change?
Now, I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I'm gonna pivot because I'm an educator by trade, and I sometimes feel kind of crazy being in someone's house, and I don't even know everybody that's in the house. Like, I need someone to talk to me besides Allie. Like, big dog over here. What's your name?
You talk about Tony?
Yeah, Tone.
Yeah.
Tell me who you are, bro. Before we keep rocking, man. I don't got no man.
Okay, absolutely. He know me. And introduce yourself, Tony. Introduce yourself.
Thank you.
Can you speak up some, Tony? Can you speak up?
Okay.
Let you know really that other people that go through struggles too.
Okay.
If I must tell you, I don't mean to cut you off, Tony, but if I must tell you, these two right here are my brothers. This is T and Tony. I've known them for 20 years or more, and both of them are still grinding, trying to change, and I'm trying to help them make a change. Understand?
Right.
And so they still out there in Florida, and everything's still move the same, you know. And I'm trying to introduce this change. You understand?
So let me answer that. Let me throw it at you. So in a real way, change is unavoidable. Change is unavoidable. You're either going to grow or get outgrown. You're going to grow or get outgrown. You're going to barbecue or you're going to mildew. It's one or the other. It ain't going to be both. Now, how do you make change? The first step in making change is asking yourself, who am I? That's number one. Asking yourself, now everything starts with knowledge of self, right? Who am I as a man right now? Who am I? Number two, who do I desire to become? You have to know where you are and where you're going. You can't just, hey, Big Al, you can't make what's called random changes.
Absolutely.
I'm going to start
have to
changing
be
stuff
directed.
just for no reason. No.
That's right.
If you're taking notes, anybody listening, you want to make changes in the direction of the person you desire to be.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make changes in the direction of the person you're trying to be. If I'm trying to be an NBA owner, what I'm not going to do is develop a crystal meth habit.
Absolutely. The worst thing you could do.
Damn. I want to be an owner of $1 billion sports franchise. So the first thing I do is go start a crystal meth habit?
Yeah.
No.
You're going to put yourself around like-minded people. Yeah.
So number one, know who you are. Number two, know where you're going. Now begin to make small, incremental changes to get you where you want to go. Sometimes a joker, like let's say you smoke cigarettes and you've been smoking cigarettes your whole life, 4 or 5 packs a day. I wouldn't tell you go cold turkey tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That may not work for you. That's too drastic of a change. But what I say is, bro, how many packs you smoking? 4? Can we cut that to 2? And then once we cut it down to 2, I'll say, you know what, big dog, I believe in you, King. You got mental willpower. Can we cut that thing down to 1? And before you know it, 6 months to a year has gone by, and you don't even fucking smoke anymore because you make small incremental changes. So in a short answer, bro, know who you are, know where you're going, and start to make small incremental changes in the direction of who you want to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%. It didn't come to me. I didn't jump overnight and finish college. I didn't jump overnight and do this right here. So I agree 100%. It comes in small increments, but you have to have direction, and it has to be a focused direction where you know where you're going.
Ali, I'm about to drop some on you, kid.
Yes.
So you know me and you love the gym. I was in the gym earlier. I was crushing it. Now, my desire is my goal is to be like some real life Benjamin Button. Like people meet me and they're like, damn, bro, how old are you? And I tell them my age and they start tripping. But in order to look that youthful, in order to look vibrant and kind of reverse your age, you have to eat better.
Yep.
You have to sleep better. You have to work out more. You have to reduce your stress levels. So what did I do? I went and hired a trainer. I have a meal prep specialist that makes all my meals. I have another person. I got my physicians on deck to make sure my blood levels are good. I'm getting adequate sleep. I keep all lanes out my circle to make sure I'm not stressed. These are things I'm doing to get you in the direction of looking youthful and vibrant. I'm fucking around and be 45, 55 years old like I'm 35. But it takes time. Now I'm going to drop a bar on you. Someone, check this out. Someone said you come into this world looking like your parents, but you leave it looking like your decisions.
Ooh, wow. There is a lot of Marvel men out there. There is.
That was bars.
Big bars.
Yes, bars.
But the question becomes, what type of decisions are you making? Right? You come into this world looking like your parents, but you leave it looking like your decisions. Some of us make decisions that take us just like this.
That's right.
Some of us give us decisions that take us just like that.
That's right. That's why my brothers look older than me. That's why both of them look older than me. They're younger than me, but both of them
Get
look
the
older
fuck
than
out
me.
of here, nigga. You always got
That's what he's supposed to say. Exactly.
That's it. That's it. That's the reason. That's the reason why that shit happened like that.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
but regardless of that, you educate people, and you educate people on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And you do a fire job over there at PGCC, and I commend you with DMSI. DMSI is an absolutely wonderful group, and I'm a part of DMSI, and I love my brothers, and we all gonna do something. I told you, and I hope you meant that we're gonna do something about DMS. All my DMSI brothers coming, and I can't wait for that show either. That's dope. What you do is absolutely amazing. This man, fellas, has helped me through 4 years, or no, not 4, excuse me, 2 years of college, 3 years actually of college. He helped me through, and we pushed it the whole way. He kept talking to me and kept trying to see what I was getting ready to do after, and kept me thinking about the future, and kept me, that, like I said, that driven drive, that knowing where you're going, that focus, that I knew what I was gonna do, and here we are.
But you know what, guys, and I think y'all can relate to this. The biggest thing for Al was his determination. When I met Al, he was not on the fence. He wasn't like, I'm not sure about college, I'm not sure about this. When I met him, you know, he kind of big, so he like extra hype, super New York with it. Hey, yo, my man, I'm trying to get this done.
He got jokes. Here goes the jokes.
The yo son done came out of him, yo. I know exactly what you're talking about, me. The yo son done. That's what we call him. Yeah,
at least you know I was focused. Nigga, at least you know I was focused. I was dedicated, focused, and wasn't nobody gonna stop that.
That man, let me tell you how locked in he was. He was so locked in, he ain't come to none of my workshops. Not one. But listen though. Al also was a grown-ass man. He didn't come into my program as a 17, 18, 19-year-old. So I dealt with him as a man. I didn't deal with him as a child.
I had classes.
When he wasn't coming and said, I'm sorry I missed your workshop, but I got a 3.0 this semester. I said, no problem. No problem at all.
Absolutely.
Because you're handling your business. And man, he didn't need those workshops. He needed to be in front of
3.0. A 3.0. You kind of low budge me on a 3.0. You kind of low budge me on a 3.0. What's a 3.0? I don't think I got a 3.0 one semester.
Al, what was your first semester's GPA?
3.4. 3.4.
I apologize.
3.4 was my first semester, and it was pretty much higher than that every one, except for that one semester that we dealt with Intro to Tech. Intro to Tech was my worst. I hated that class. I'm not an IT tech at all.
But I'm gonna drop a bar on you. My son makes straight A's. He's got a scholarship to go to DeMatha. My son thinks that B's are F's.
Got
Say it
you.
again.
Got you.
My son, in his mind, he's 14. He thinks that B's are F's.
Got you.
Right.
And I didn't tell him to do that. He did that on his own. But it's the thing. I said, son, when you get out of college, ain't nobody going to ask you about your damn GPA.
I get it.
And my son is still young, and he's built his whole identity around this GPA. I had to be the one to break it to him. I said, son, I'm proud of you. You're going to go to school for free because your grades. But the second you walk off that graduation stage, it's going to be your hustle. It's going to be your creativity. It's going to be your resilience. It's going to be your innovation. They're not going to ask you about that GPA.
I get it.
For you, you take the habits, the characteristics, and the mindset that got you that GPA and take it into the real world. Yeah. And now you're playing for the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm running. Right. I ain't even worried about GPA no more. I'm running.
Facts.
You understand? But yet still, I don't lowball me with a 3.0, man. Come on, I worked hard, baby. Most of my semesters was full. I got so many straight A's and all that right there. So I 3.0. I'm sorry. I just stopped becoming a college student. So I'm like, that's kind of low. kind of low.
Hey, Al, I wanted to hear from the Queen. If the Queen had any questions.
Yes, Jinx.
What's going on? What's going on? So yeah, I got a couple questions for you. I just wanted to know, like, when were you ever on the opposite side of this spectrum?
Yes,
And
man,
if so, what made you really change and refocus back on the positive side?
I can't wait to answer this question. I want y'all to listen. I want to make sure everybody can hear this. I got something real to say. Someone told me the definition of hell is bumping into the person you were supposed to become and not recognizing them.
Mm,
Mm,
mm.
The definition of hell is bumping into the person you were supposed to become and you can't even recognize them. So, Queen, going back to your answer, I didn't have this real, like, jacked up, or really under, my childhood was dope. I wasn't rich.
yeah,
I wasn't poor. I was right there in the middle. I'm from Pittsburgh, blue collar city. We right there in the middle. So I'm not going to point
yeah,
at these hard financial times, but I'll say this, Queen, in several parts of my life, for whatever reason, I've lost my way. And I wasn't as focused. I wasn't as motivated. I wasn't as self-assured that I could do some of these things. And I lost myself. Like during the pandemic, I've told audiences across the country, I've told arenas this on speaking stages. During the pandemic, I suffered greatly. And the reason why is I'm an educator, I'm a motivator. I need to be with the people. Imagine
yeah,
what you were born to do was illegal.
mm,
Imagine if what you were born to do was illegal. I'm born to touch lives and jump in the crowd and go crazy with the students. I
yeah,
couldn't do that. At the
yeah,
top of the pandemic, I lost about $70,000 in speaking fees. The very first week of the
yeah,
pandemic. Then I got COVID for 30 days in a row. A
mm,
year or two in, I'm an educated speaker, author, and realize this, guys, during the pandemic, did we ever realize when it was going to be over? No.
Nope.
We never knew. Hey, fellas, Queen, I thought my shit was over. I'm saying, Brian, the speaking shit done.
yeah,
Education done. But
yeah,
going back to your question, Queen, I have been on the opposite side of the spectrum several times.
Word.
And I found a way to dig back because I said this, I don't want to meet my maker and he's disappointed.
yeah,
I don't want to meet God. He looks at me and says, I gave you all of that. I gave you talent. I gave you passion. I gave you resources. I gave you people. And you ain't do shit with it. I don't want that. I don't want that on my spirit. I
yeah,
want to meet God empty. When I meet God, I want nothing left in my tank. I left it all on the field. And that's because my motivation to pull myself out of those dark spaces.
that's what's up.
You have to pull yourself
Oh,
out of dark places. You have to.
Absolutely,
ain't nobody else gonna do it for you.
And check this out there.
that's right.
Wayne, this goes back to you. One of the things I used to struggle with is that I used to have a marijuana addiction. And I'm going to tell y'all right now,
Mm,
I know some people can be functional. Me, I can't function on a high level, repeatedly smoking weed every single day. For me. Now remember what I told you. You want to and walking in the direction of who you want. If I want to be Eric Thomas, if I want to be these major people, you can do things to slow down my focus, slow down my thought process,
yeah,
and my money. And when I smoke, I eat all type of crazy shit. All type of stuff gets crushed, dog. All of that. It's messing up my workouts,
yeah,
it messing up my beautiful skin. And I say, hey, it's dragging me down. So I had to remove it from my life years ago. But my point being is, on more times you can believe, I have been on the opposite side of the spectrum.
well, I'm glad you made it back, and glad you're here with us on this show. Glad you sharing your wisdom and your experience with everybody. It's
But Queen, can I keep
real
it a
good
buck with you
talking
though,
to you.
Queen?
I enjoy it.
It's not
Yeah, yeah,
when it comes to mental health, when it comes to emotional health, when it comes to addiction, when it comes to overcoming, it's an everyday focus. It's not something I
absolutely.
did years ago and now I'm good. It's something I work on every single day. Every
Yeah,
single day, I work on not being that person, wanting to be this person, leaving that habit behind, picking up a new habit that's more productive for me. So again, it's an everyday focus. It's not something you do and then you're scot free.
yeah. Oh, I feel that. I understand that
That's
completely.
word.
Like I've been through it myself over the years, you know, off and on. It's life. Everybody got their ups and downs. It's how you handle it, what you do with it. And there's always a chance and a choice for change.
Yeah.
Always.